Alright, I'm going to be testing out the new, to me, I just finished making it. Been testing it for 2 days with my own stuff. And now I'm going to test it out with some of the Flour Gold Wizards Black Poison. I went to one of the Patreon outings about a month back and was gifted this for showing up. Looks like it has been sealed. So there it is. Now it is no longer sealed. I've been scared to do this because I'm no good at panning. I didn't realize it was clear. I could have been looking at this the whole time. I had no idea. I think he said there's 3 or 4 pounds of gold in this bag. And it looks like a pull tab. I don't know. I don't know what that is. A piece of mulch. And this, I don't know what that is. Yeah, copper of some sort. Oh, wait, there's more. Maybe it's some kind of jewelry or I don't know. But I think that this has been proven enough that I'm confident I'm not going to lose any of this gold that Mr. Wizard worked so hard to achieve and send to me. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is pour a bunch of this water off. Boy, that's a lot of black sand in there. That's my favorite kind, too. Black sand matters. That's where the gold is. Alright. Come around. I'm going to readjust the camera. Because you don't need to see all the mess of that. You need to see the magic that happens here. Can't quite get you far enough back to see the whole thing. My handy dandy camera squeezer holder thingy here. Alright, I think I got it close. If I just do that. Alright, try not to have a seizure. So, I don't know how much of this is in frame. Scoopsy on there just the like of that. And all of the not gold is going to end up in the dumpster. And all of the gold should magically appear before our eyes. I have a little brush to kind of help things along. Man, I'm glad I waited. There is more gold in there than I have found in my entire life. I'm not lying. This is my lifetime snuffer bottle. That little bit. That's what I've managed to keep. it's not measurable yet on my scale. So I can already see there is gold everywhere in here. So I do have this handy dandy little brush that I use to just kind of help things along. And then it's a slow process, but it works. You can see the gold drops to the bottom. All that black sand just washes away. When it gets down here, I just kind of sort through it one more time to make sure no pieces went down the Magic River. There's about that much water in there. And that black sand does not want to move. I do think he said something about this was going to be really, really fun to pan out. The other stuff moved. This stuff, not so much. So I'm going to just add a little bit of elevation. See if that'll help get things moving. Oh, I see it's doing something. These wing nuts on both ends allow me to adjust angle of the dangle and the sand she's a moving, not very fast. Take a little bit out of here. This strip right here I added today. This is just a strip of chalkboard paint. I wanted to put some lines in there. I ran all of my concentrates and then I ran them all one more time. And I think I got maybe 10 specks of gold when I ran it the second time. So I was pretty happy with that. It means it worked well enough the first time. But I added this just to see if there was some finer gold that I might be losing. And I can see a couple little dots that may or may not be fine gold in this right now. But they're staying put. Like I said, I don't want to disturb this too much until I've seen what it does. And then as I say that, I'm going to go ahead and disturb it. So I can see already I'm getting a pretty good pile of gold appearing here. Sweep a little bit of this up here. Yeah. And even though it is incredibly slow, that black sand is moving. Like I said, it's incredibly slow. Sweep that off. I think that little bit that builds up on the end actually raises it up. And you notice it'll start to slow down up in here, so just gonna go ahead and pull some of this back. Sometimes when it gets stagnant, you gotta help it again. See that piece right there and a piece right there, and this might not be a piece. There's two specks in there. I don't know, it wasn't a ladybug, but you knew something had to land in my paint. But that's pretty impressive. I do have a smaller brush. Haven't tried it yet. I think I'm gonna. Just because maybe it'll just be a little bit less turbulence in there. And I'm watching downstream. You can clearly see the gold here, so if it was taken off, I'd see it. I kind of get this second little, I haven't quite figured out why it piles up there. But it doesn't really bother me that much. I don't mind sweeping that over the edge. It gives me another chance to look, just in case a piece does float. I do have enough jet dry in here to make bubbles in my tub, so I don't know if that's how you judge if you have enough or not, but I figure that's got to be enough. The jet dry really changes the sound of the water too. Like instantly, you knew the jet dry was in there. It was entirely different noise. I don't know if it's from the suds or the viscosity change. Well, gonna have to make a tote just for this. I have it on my table here. I don't know, you can't see it, but I got this tabletop at an auction, and it's just a broke piece of tin, and it's got a pipe nipple in the corner right over here. So any water that I spill on the table just works its way back into the tub. Keeps the garage nice and dry and keeps my lap dry. I'm not getting dripped on. To make this more portable, I'll probably make a top for the tote where this can turn and sit right on top and run in. My battery, of course, is running the bilge pump. So this could be portable. Couldn't really take it to the creek, but I don't see why I couldn't use it in the back of my truck. Or in a campsite. You know, I guess they could consider this a powered sluice, so I wouldn't want to have it down near wherever I'm digging at or mining at or prospecting, whatever you want to call it, unless I'm in one of them spots where you're allowed to run powered sluices. And since I don't believe any exist anymore, yeah, I'll just keep this away from where I might get in trouble for using it. But that's impressive. I hope you can see that. Maybe try to zoom in just to make sure you are seeing it. It is... Oh, you can see it for sure. It is peppered in gold. I want you to see right there. There we go. What's this do? Oop, that's not it. That's not it either. Back over to there. Yeah, the exposure's a little bit not so great. Don't know what to say about fixing that. I'm going to just take you right out of here for a minute. There. Now you can clearly see what's going on in there. That is some stubborn sand. I was just putting tools away while I ran that last batch, and I couldn't get back over fast enough to put the next load in. And this stuff, I could go to town and get a sandwich. I think it would still be there. Alright. I'd like to get you a little bit better view than that, but looks like that's what you're getting. Oh boy, I got a lot more of this to feed in there too. But it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm gonna go back to the big brush. Scanner running in the background. Usually I have music playing, but I plan to maybe put some of these videos on the YouTube. And they tend to frown on music if you don't have the rights to it. I don't know if you can see, but way down here at the end there's one speck of gold that managed to float down. So I'm going to go ahead and snuffer that up. Got it. Before it gets away. It looks like that could be one more there. That was indeed one more tiny, tiny little speck. There could be one more there. No, that was a fool me. That was a fool me speck. That was not a speck. Still not totally sure what this is. It's copper. That's gold. This is copper. I'm going to start shoveling some of this over this way, maybe. Boy, oh boy. Just not liking that brush. This is the brush I was using last night, which seemed to move gold pretty good. Sure if I was floating any down though. I ain't gonna lie, this one moves gold a lot better. Which kind of bums me out, because I paid $12 for those 3 brushes, hoping that they were gonna be better for the gold. These brushes look like a beaver cut them. I could have chewed them straighter myself. I'm hoping you can see this pile of gold I'm making. I will zoom in again. Just to be sure that you can get a good view. I have another bag of pay dirt from Mr. Wizard that I won guessing the size, the weight of a gold flake that we had found, or that one of the guys found during that weekend. And I actually volunteered to keep track of everybody else's guesses, and I made mine towards the end. And Mr. Wizard guessed .093, which after looking at everybody else's guesses, I was going to guess .093. That was the year I graduated, and it was in the range of where everyone else was guessing, and I thought, hey, that'd be a good number to go with. And then Mr. Wizard, he guessed that. So I didn't have a lot of numbers left to pick from, so I guessed .099. And then there was one last guy that wandered up after we'd already determined that I was the winner, and I gave him the chance to guess. He guessed .098, and the flake weighed .101. So my 99 beat his 98, and the next closest guess was like .104, I think. Either way, I was closer. So I have another bag. I don't know if that's this, what's he call this? Black poison? I don't know if that's what's in it, or if it's full of rubies. I have no idea. I didn't know they were clear till tonight. So that is a nice pile of gold. I don't know if you can see that or not. But I am going to go ahead and zoom in on it for you one time. Oh, you can see it. All right. Look at that. I had a dime around here somewhere for scale, but there's a finger for scale. I don't have a banana that small. So I am going to snuffer that up before I add any more black poison. I have a feeling we are going to be here a while. We're about 15 minutes into it. One more time, and I am going to go ahead and try to brush this back. Boy, I saw some little fine stuff hanging out in there, but it just took off into this little line right here, so I might let that settle out on its own. And I'll get a second shot at that later. Right. Doubt you can see that flopping around in there, but it's in there. Yeah. All right. Feed me Seymour. Call that good for now. Got a couple heading south fast, so I'll go ahead and get them up. Get over here. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and break this stuff up. Look for any stragglers. Send it on down the boulevard. I'm going to get brave here. Give these a couple more cranks. Add some more elevation to the mix. See if that encourages. Oh, I got some good movement now. As long as the gold stays down, I'll be alright. Got my Flower Gold Wizard can koozie. I'm gonna have to save this bag. Put that up somewhere. Spray some sticky on it, stick it to the wall. There is definitely some specks of gold showing up. Ooh, there's one down where it don't belong. Got it. Let's see, one more down there. I like it. I like it a lot. Blonde sand hiding out underneath the black sand almost looks like it's as heavy as the black sand. Help this along a little bit here. I would have never been able to pan this, and I probably should practice panning stuff like this, but I'm not gonna. Frustrates me. I lose gold. I ain't been doing it long enough to be losing gold already, so until I get good, I'm gonna do stuff like build Miller tables in my spare time. Ooh, drop a cell phone. I'm not trying to give you guys a seizure. I apologize. I am trying to give you a better view. Holy cow, things are going crazy. Alright. Where are we at? Of course, the camera's over there and the gold's all over there. Alright, I'll just have to remember that you're right there in the middle, and I'll try to keep most of the action right there for now. 32 minutes. Alright, so I just like to bring this up. Thins it out, gives it a chance to get caught up in that stream. And the gold's pretty good about staying where it lands. It gets down to that mat and it stays right there. And I like that. I like it when the gold stays put. Doing a little cleanup at the bottom of the table. You can't see it. Just pushing some stuff over the cliff. And I think it's a safe time. Oh, I'm going to switch to the brush that works better. To go ahead and start sweeping some gold towards the middle. I don't know if I've mentioned to you guys how great of a guy Jason is. If you meet him in real life, he's just full of character. He's fun to talk with. He's helpful. Takes time to show you how to do stuff. He explains things to you. On top of all that, he seems to be fairly humble. I've only met him a couple of times. Hung out with him for a few hours at his campsite one night, for a few hours on the creek. And he is just an amazing, generous man who has turned his hobby into an incredible YouTube channel. And most of the knowledge that I have learned is from watching him and others like him. But I reached out to him, he responded right away, and he's just been so helpful with my journey. And he gives bags of this pay dirt away every month. And then it is different outings. He's got all kinds of giveaways. He's got neat equipment for sale. I'm not quite ready to buy anything yet. I'm still picking up all the junk laying around my house and building my stuff. But I needed a sluice mat. He hooked me up with a nice sluice mat. I was digging in a creek one day and he told me that I wasn't in the best spot to come dig by him. And we found a big flake. It was awesome. I don't know what it weighs, but it was big. It was almost as big as that one that we found a couple weeks before that other guy found. My phone is telling me my battery is running low. And it wants to die. And phone, I feel you. My battery is running low as well. Alright, we're going to try to sweep this sand out of here. It's on pause again. Get it off pause. Alright, I'm going to start sweeping this gold into the pile. Haven't seen any gold break free in a while. Look at that. I have a feeling I'm going to be here for a while. And I tell you, since my battery is almost dead, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. Snuffer this gold up first. And then I'm going to run, oh, it looks like 10 times more of this, if not more. And then, whoops, it ran out of suction and all my gold fell back down the tube. Get a good squeeze this time. Alright, tap that to the bottom, don't want to lose that. One more time. Some of these guys really get carried away squeezing and squirting with this. They tell me that when you get it sucked in the bottle, it'll stay in there, but I don't trust it. Maybe someday I'll just be squeezing and careless and knowing that the gold stays in there. But for now, looking after every little speck of this fly poop. Got a few down here. Alright, a couple of stragglers way down at the bottom that I'm going to deal with after I pause this camera and get you plugged in. See you guys in a little bit. Alright, well I am back. It is 3.5 hours later. No, I'm kidding. It's you know, what are we at? Like 32 minutes into the video for two. I did it 2 more times. And then after the 2 more times, I had to do just a little bit more. And here comes the whole shebang. might be just a little bit more in there.
107 Jackson, Michigan, 28. Go ahead. 1, clean, John, clean, 3, 1.
I think that's all of it. Now, there was a little bit of gold in there when I started. Like I said, I had my literal lifetime totals. There was more in Jason's bag than I got out of 2 weekends of gold panning and sluicing. But those are the first 2 weekends I've ever done it. And I found gold. So I'm not complaining. But, and technically I got this from one of them weekends. So this is still part of it. But there's your little tap to the top. I'm not tapping. This ain't the top. Oh boy, I got gold way down on the scary end. Better find that quick. Doing the doggy paddle down here. You can't see it, but ooh-wee. So maybe tapping that out into the Miller table isn't the best idea. Sure hope I didn't just blow a bunch of gold over there. I don't think I did. I was watching pretty close. This is just a few flecks. And I'm not losing it no matter what, because it's in the tote. And I'm sure at some point I'll get bored and I'll come out and I'll run all those cons one more time. Because I know once I dump them in the driveway, that's where they live forever. So there it is. I don't want to stack it up too much because gold on gold doesn't stick like gold on matte does. So I don't see anything else down there. I got that dime. Drop a dime on it. There it is. That was what I got out of a bag of black poison from Jason, the Flour Gold Wizard Extraordinaire. It is almost midnight. I am going to suck that back up into my bottle, shut my pump off, put my batteries on the chargers, and I'm going to bed. You guys have a great night. Good to see you.